Junior for the interview. Like I said, I think he's a dope artist. He does a lot of things right now, man. He's an entrepreneur, so we're gonna ask him a couple of questions, and he's gonna tell you about himself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Thank y'all for having me. Joel June in the building. Yeah.
So today, we just got some questions for him. Can you tell the people where you're from?
I'm from Park Hill, Denver, Colorado. Born and raised.
80207.
80207 in the building.
Yeah, you know, my family's from Park Hill as well.
Hey.
That's cool. Can you tell us how it was when you was growing up in Park Hill?
Park Hill was classic. It was like more so you know, everybody's life is a movie, but when you growing up and you know, when you growing up and you love life, like you actually like being outside, you know, you like being outside, you like going into abandoned houses and abandoned buildings, you know, playing Little League football, you know, chasing the girls, you know, going to the rec center and all that. Life is really a movie. So Park Hill was more like Park Hill was life, it was living. I'm gonna have to say it was living. I'm gonna have to keep it at that and everything that goes into that, you know.
I done had some fair good times in Park Hill in my day too.
Oh God, the house parties, all that.
All that. My wife from the 80207, so I know a little bit.
Alright.
Yeah, well, that's pretty dope, man. Right on for telling us about Park Hill. I know you be doing music, so like tell the people what type of music you make, like what's your audience and things like that. I mean, I like the music. I feel like it's original. It's like West Coast to me. I like West Coast music. So when you pop a Joan tape on, you know, it's like some West Coast. He got a couple a little bit of Joe Cole in there to me. You know what I'm saying? He's giving a message. He's talking about something. But you know, like what type of music? Like tell him.
So the music. So we come from growing up in Park Hill, Denver, and when we get into the music, Denver has always been known for like, I wouldn't even say jazz specifically, but more so vintage music. Like you have authenticity everywhere, you know. But when it comes to the music, it's more so like I said, it's life. So I'm talking about, you know, the everyday struggle of learning what you need to learn to get to where you're going, you know. But it also goes into like the revolution and more so, you know, the revolutionary state of your mindset, you know. So when it comes to building, when it comes to, music is everything. Music is everything for me. So when I speak music, when I do music, it goes into the soul. Like it goes into
just like from your heart.
Straight from the heart.
And I hear it in your songs too. That's the good part about it too. It's not like you just talking. I actually, when we was listening to music and you sent it to me, and I been listening to your music because I know Dave Dukes a little bit. So y'all two together, boy. Shout out to Dave Dukes.
Westside Dukes.
Indeed. Y'all two collab together is pretty dope. Like I could vibe that whole album through, just chill, roll something up,
numbers,
go through it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So shout out Dave Deuce. Like, so I got back to Denver in 2015.
Okay.
You know, and I've been doing music since what, 6th grade. So what that was like 2006, 2005. So I got back here in 2015. I was gone for about 10 years. Between Arizona and LA.
Okay.
So coming back to Denver and seeing still the vintage state, I was never into like the music scene out here like when I left.
Mm-hmm.
So when I came back, it was all me. Like it was all me. You know what I mean? I've never been a follower of nobody. I never followed nobody. I always had my own sound, my own spirit, and my own pockets. You know what I'm saying? I never pocket checked nobody. You know what I'm saying? So 2015, when it came back to the music, like, you know, I'm from Park Hill, bro. So Mozzie had came out here, so I'm on it. I'm like, okay, how can I open up for Mozzie? I'm like, all right. So I found
Yeah, I
the
remember
plug.
that. I remember
Right,
that. I
right.
remember that. For
So
sure.
that was early 2016. So shout out Thump. Found the plug. You know what I mean? I paid $300. Got on stage. We got to open up. You know what I mean? And it's been up since there. You know what I mean? It's been up since there. That's why I said, like, shout out Dave Dukes, bro. Like, you heard of Dukes, right?
Yeah.
So I met Dave Dukes maybe like a month before the Mozzie show.
Okay.
Right. So I met him off of doing his mixtape, and so like I said, I'm about revolutionary. You know, I was gonna say revolutionary hearing. You know, just revolutionary anything. So if you're doing something and it looks revolutionary, I'm gonna hop on it. You know what I mean? Like I said, I'm not a follower, but I'm gonna hop on it. I'm gonna push you to the point to where, you know what I mean, the world needs to hear you.
Right.
So, like I said, shout out Dave Dukes. Bro really, he performed with me at that show. And the song we performed, we literally like wrote that, didn't even write it down. Like we performed
Those are
that.
facts. Those are big facts.
Big
I'm
facts,
here,
bro.
man.
Big
I
facts.
was here
Like
for
we
that
was
one.
up all night
The
night
was tight.
before. The night before, we came up with Granny Said. It was really Duke's idea, you know what I mean? I helped him write the rest of the hook, and then I was on the second verse, and it was really a done deal from that. And when we performed it, like, you know, the crowd loved it, so it was like, you know, shit, it was like we was opening our career. So, ever since then, yeah, my life's been on a rocket since then. So yeah.
That's dope. That's dope. But we know you in the music, but outside of music, what are you doing right now?
So outside of music, so we got financial literacy, right? We got credit, right? We got I'm very into like holistic healing and all that.
Right.
But I haven't, you know, that's what I got a woman for, like, you know, something that I'm not 100% just full throttled in, you know what I mean? She is.
Right.
So, you know, I like financial literacy, which goes into credit. Credit goes into financial literacy.
That's what I was just gonna say. Those two go hand in hand.
Right. Holistic healing, you know, pushing the agenda, which the agenda is, you know, the culture and where we're at and pushing forward. Man, I'm into life, bro. So I'm into life.
That's
you know what I mean? So when it comes to all that, everything outside of music is me. You know? So when it comes to who cares about politics nowadays?
Right.
You know what I mean?
It's a joke.
It's a joke.
Right.
All a game, man. It's all a game.
It's all a game. Just as credit is.
Man.
It's all a game. It's invisible to the naked eye. You know what I mean? So
just like air.
Outside of music, I say, you know, I'm into God and I'm into money and I'm into relationships. For sure.
Facts.
That's pretty dope.
Clap. Give a clap to that one. I'm all for love, relationships, and helping us. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people don't know. If we would have learned about credits a long time ago, we would have been so far ahead, man. We're so far behind because people put us in positions where they know we were going to be stuck at, right? So I think education system for public school is just failing us through and through.
It's been failed, yeah.
I think the private school kids been knowing about credit. That's why they always get the one up on us, and they always. But that's just me speaking outside looking in. But if we would have knew credit, what credit did back in the day of growing up, instead of like our parents just wasting money, I feel like, because if I was in that era and the house is $55,000, $75,000, and we can own it, oh, bro, why not? Why was we renting back in that day? Mom, please tell me.
I mean the same reason we renting right now. You know what I mean? People who like the information has always been out there, but as far as like the access to it, we don't have access to it. We have access to it now, but they didn't have access to it back then. So when it comes to like, you know, them renting back then, you know, wasting money, no equity, and us renting now, wasting money, no equity. It's like, you know, we we don't know. You know what I mean? We haven't been what's the word? We haven't been we haven't been taught. We haven't been dressed up to the situation. Like we're walking outside naked.
Right.
You know what I mean? We're not dressed up in uniform, ready to go
Can I
with that. You know what I mean?
I feel like that comes from like generations though, man. If your great grandfather didn't teach it to his son or your son didn't teach it to that, it just like goes up the food chain.
But when are you gonna break it?
Hey, when are you gonna break it?
When are you gonna break it?
Man, the time to break it is now.
Now.
Yeah.
Like one thing that opened my eyes was I was at my grandma's house and I saw a piece of mail. It was from a TD Ameritrade. If y'all don't know, TD Ameritrade is like it's a software that's been built. I don't know the exact date, so don't quote me on that. TD Ameritrade has been around for a good 50 years. And it's a platform to where, you know, you can put your money into the market and invest into that. So I saw a piece of mail from TD Ameritrade that my grandma was getting, and this is something that my granddad, who passed away when my mom was in high school, so she's still getting TD Ameritrade mail today from something that he did
Back in the day.
when I'm 30 years old. He did that about at least 50 years ago. You know, so that's inspiring. You know what I mean? That's like something that I have to do, you know, for my family. You know, so shit.
And a lot, I mean, like my grandma, man, she's from South Carolina, man, and I tell you, I hear stories like probably the same stories all the time, but I just like she picked cotton, so it made me feel some type of way. Like when she be telling me stuff, she watched. No offense to white people, but she watched white people's kids when she was like 13 just for a quarter and had to save a couple of them to get a dress. So it messes with my mind in times like, dang, I can't really quit. My grandma ain't quitting. She's a single mother, man, raised my pop. So it's like, I can't quit if my grandma ain't quitting. She picked cotton in a time like, dang, it just made me think, made my mind think, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it really makes you think of like where we're at and like where we were at. Like where we were at is where we're at. Like there hasn't been too much change, you know. But as far as like people are born every day, so the fact that people are born every day gives me hope. You know what I mean? Because it's like we not like the same people that's gonna be here in the next 20 years. You know, babies is born every day.
Every day.
You know, people die every day, B.
Every
So,
day, B.
like,
Every day,
you know what I
B.
mean? It's like we're here. You know what I mean? And so we're here. We are here to teach the next generation what to do and to not make the same mistakes our grandparents made and our parents made. You know what I mean? That's why we're here.
Definitely.
That's why I'm here. Goddamn.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely, man. So on that note about the world or whatever, where do you see the world in like 5 years?
Good question.
The world in 5 years, that is a really good question. So what is 2023?
Yeah.
What, 5 years is what,
28.
28? So I remember about 5 years ago reading about the 2030 agenda, right? And so
Enlighten me, please, because I've never even heard that till now. Enlighten me.
Me too.
So y'all can look up on YouTube. They got a 2030 agenda, right? And it's 5 years ago, all I saw was robots, you know, AI and all that.
Well, she's out already.
Right.
She's
right.
crazy.
So when it comes to 5 years from now, so we got people jumping into the market, you know, trading on the market. You know, the market is Wall Street. So the market is, and this is crazy, bro, right? So the market, we used to be on the market.
Right.
Like we used to be on the market, like our skin.
Our organs are right now.
Bruh, our organs are on the market right now. That's a whole different subject.
That's a whole different subject.
I'm sorry.
Just where we're in 5 years, just seeing that we know about the market now, and we used to be on the market. Like our skin and flesh used to be on the market, right? So when it comes to 5 years and that we're making money off of the market and taking ourselves off of the market, in 5 years I could really see the world in a black state. You know,
ooh, that is dope.
when it comes to more Atlantas, more more Atlanta's in the way of saying, you know, there's more black people showing themselves. There's a lot of black people in Denver. You know, there's a lot of black people in Colorado. Not enough, not as much as that's in Atlanta. You know, what I mean, we're about like 3% out here, but I feel like more people from our neighborhoods will be able to show themselves and not be scared to, you know, take action, you know, and to really dive into the market, you know what I mean? Dive into society and really take what's theirs. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be a crazy world, yo. There's gonna be a lot of pushback, I know that.
That's what's up.
I know that
That's
for
what's up.
sure.
For sure.
For sure.
Hey, and then, hey, 5 years, and like they said, we ain't gonna go on the topic, but that's why I'm not an organ donor, y'all. I would never register as an organ donor. Y'all wanna know why? I'm gonna just put my little 2 cents in it real quick. Never register as an organ donor, right? Because there's a person that's worth 3 times as much as you. And if you are a match to what they need, you are no longer will be in this society, my boy. Secret people will come and get you, taking you out, harvest you, and guess who's gonna live for another 10 years? Not you, my boy.
Not you.
Don't give them your organs.
Don't give them your organs. I'm not an organ donor either.
Well, yep. I feel that too.
So
I hear you, Big C. I hear you, Big C.
Bro, so you just made me look up something, right?
Yeah.
Just talking about the market, talking about organ donors, right? So your skin is your biggest organ.
Right.
Period.
Period. That's
our skin.
Yeah. That's your
skin
biggest organ.
is your biggest organ, bro. They say that the tongue is your strongest muscle, but your skin is the biggest organ. So I just looked up, right? How much is a gram of melanin, right? And that's $450.
A gram of melanin,
A
y'all.
gram of melanin is $450. And that just being your biggest organ, knowing that you got melanin, anybody with melanin has melanin in their organs, right? Everybody has melanin, bro. Let's get that straight. Even white people have
Yes,
melanin.
you do.
They have like a very small, damn near -% of melanin, but they
But
got,
you got it.
They got it. You gotta have melanin to live. So that's why it's $450. I'm not an organ donor either, for sure.
For sure.
Man, we stay with the facts, man. We stay giving y'all the facts, man. We appreciate that's knowledge right there, man. So we need knowledge everywhere.
Yeah, that's crazy.
Well, if we reach our 15-minute mark, we're going to reach a little break, y'all. We'll be back in 2. Thank y'all for tuning in to Fresh Out the Box News.
Fresh out the box.
More to the Joe June interview.